नवप्रेमयुतं नवनीतशुचं नववेशकृतं नवप्रेमरसम् नवथा विलसशुभप्रेममयम् प्रणमामि सचेतुत गौरव हरिभक्ति परम हरिनामधरम करजाप करम हरिनामधरम नयने सततं प्रणयशुधरम् प्रणमामि सचीसुत गौरव सततं जनता भवता पहरं परमात परायणलोकगत नवलेहकरं जगता प्रणमामि सचेतसोऽभवम् निजभक्तिकरं पेर्यचारुतरं नटनाट्यननाकरराजकुलम् कुलकामिनीमानसलास्यकरं प्रणमामि सचीसुत गौरव करतालवनं कलकण्ठरवं मृदुवादयतु विनिकया मधुर निजभक्तिगुणावृतनाट्यकरं प्रणमामि सचेतुत गौरवम् युगधर्मयुतं पुननन्दसुतं धरणी सुचितं भवभावुजित् अनुधानचितं निजभासयुतं प्रणमामि सचेतुत गौरवम् ऋणं नयनं चरणं वसनं वदने स्खलितं स्वकनामधर कुरुते सुरतां जगता जीवनं प्रणमामि सचीसुतगौरवर नवघोरवरं नवपुष्पशरं नवभावधरं नवलासकं शिवशेखरं नवहीनवं प्रणमामि सचीसुतगौरवम् Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. ॐ ज्ञानतिमिरन्दस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुर्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। श्रीचैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूपा कदा मह्यं वदन्ति स वदान्तिकम् वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरु श्रीयुतापद्गम्नं श्रीगुरु वैष्णवां च श्रीरूपां सारजातां सहगना रघुनाथां वितं तं सजीवं सावधेतं सावधूतं परिजनां सहितं कृष्णचैतन्यदेवं श्रीराधा कृष्णपादान् सहगना ललिता श्रीविशाखान्वितां च नमः ॐ विष्णुपादाय कृष्णपृष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदान्ता स्वामिनिते नामिने नमस्ते सरस्वती देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चादेशतारिणे नमो महावदन्याय कृष्ण प्रेम पदायते कृष्णाय कृष्णचैतन्य नाम्ने गौरे तसे नमः हे कृष्णा करुणा सिंधु दीनबंधु जगतपते गोपेश गोपिका कांता राधा कांता नमस्ते तप्त कांचन गौरांगी राधे वृंदावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये वाञ्छा कल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धु एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैता गदाधर शिवासादि गौर भक्तवृंद हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्ण Hare Krishna. So welcome all the devotees for this Gaur Purnima festival. So and we're going to start with confidential reasons for appearance of Mahaprabhu. And it's very, very confidential. But through mercy of Chaitanya Charitamrita, now everybody has come to know that confidential things. ऐश्वर्य ज्ञाने ते सब जगत मिश्रिता ऐश्वर्य ज्ञाने ते सब जगत मिश्रिता ऐश्वर्य शीतल प्रेम नाही मोर प्रीता. So Krishna thought all the universe is filled with the conception of my majesty, but love weakened by that sense of majesty does not satisfy me. আমার ঈশ্বর মানে আপনাকে হীনা তারা প্রেমে বশা আমি না হই অধীনা. If one regards me as the Supreme Lord and himself as a subordinate, I do not become subservient to his love, nor can it control me. मोर पुत्र मोर सखा मोर प्राणपति यही भाव यही मोर कर शुद्ध भक्ति. अपना के बड़ा माने अपारे समाहीना सही भावे होई आमी ताहारा अधीना. If one cherishes pure loving devotion to me, thinking of me as his son, his friend, or his beloved, regarding himself as great and considering me his equal and inferior, I become subordinate to him. Purport. In the Chaitanya Charitamrita, three kinds of devotions were described, namely Bhakti, Shuddha Bhakti, and Vidha Bhakti. Where devotional service is executed with some material purpose involving fruitive activities, mental speculation, mystic yoga, is called mixed or adulterated devotional service. Besides Bhagavad Bhakti Yoga, the Bhagavad Gita also describes Karma Yoga, Jnana Yoga, and Dhyana Yoga, yoga linking the Supreme Lord, which is possible only through devotion. Fruitive activities ending in devotional service, philosophy of speculation ending in devotional service, and the practice of mysticism ending in devotional service are known respectively as Karma Yoga, Jnana Yoga, and Dhyana Yoga. But such devotional service is adulterated by the three kinds of material activities. For those grossly engaged in identifying the body as a self, pious activity of Karma Yoga is recommended. For those who identify the mind as the self, Jnana Yoga is recommended. But devotees standing on the spiritual mass platform have no need of such mental concentration and adulterated devotion. Adulterated devotion service does not directly aim for love of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Their service performed strictly in conformity with the revealed scriptures better than such Vida Bhakti because it is free from all kinds of material contamination. It is executed in Krishna consciousness solely to please the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Those who are spontaneously devoted to the Lord and no aims for material gain are called attracted devotees. They are spontaneously attracted to the service of the Lord and they follow in the footsteps of self-realized souls. Their Shuddha Bhakti, manifested from pure love of Godhead, surpass the regulated principles of authoritative scripture. Sometimes loving ecstasy transcends regulated principles. Such ecstasy, however, is completely on the spiritual platform and cannot be imitated. The regulated principles have ordinary devotees rise to the state of perfect love of Godhead. Pure love for Krishna is the perfection of pure devotion. And pure devotional service is identical with spontaneous devotional service. Flawless execution of regulatory principle is exhibited in the Vaikuntha planet. By executing this principle, one can be elevated to Vaikuntha planet. But spontaneous pure loving service is found in Krishna Loka alone. So how many of you felt you didn't understood what we read? How many of you understood what we read? Nobody understood also, nobody understood. Okay. So whatever is, so see, we said, यदि गौ न होते तबे की होते ए मोने दयालते. So Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has given something what no other Avtara has given. What? No other Avtara has given. So this Chaitanya Charitamrita, two chapters, the external reasons and internal reasons for appearance of Mahaprabhu, talks about the mercy of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And unless we understand that what is the special mercy Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has given, even as devotees, we remain ignorance of supreme bliss. Because we don't understand what mercy Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has given. And this mercy is so deep, as new devotees can't comprehend also what it is. Only we have spent some time in Krishna consciousness, it can enter our head that what mercy Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has given. That mercy is so deep. That mercy is so deep. Brahma ji, after Brahma Vimohan Leela, he goes to after Brahma Vimohan Leela, Brahmaji goes and offers prayers to Krishna. And he's crying tears. He's lying on the feet, and Krishna's Bal Gopal is not speaking anything. And he has committed a mistake. He offended your authority. And in this case, authority is Krishna himself, the Supreme Lord himself. And he's just trying to offer prayers and seek forgiveness. And in that he's saying, Lord, Aho Nand Aukasa, Aho Vraja, how fortunate are those Vrajavasis. And I don't deserve to be in Vraja. I just pray I become a trin outside Vraja, become some sand outside Vraja. So when these devotees come, they put their feet over me, I will attain the prema for you. This Brahmaji is praying. Because this the way Vrajavasis love Krishna is something very, very special and unique. Now, everywhere you go, people think God is great, especially South India. If you take any darshan, 4 line in queue, then you have come to a right temple. Right? The bigger the temple, the more the bigger queue you stand. It's all Aishwarya Bhav. And after standing for 4 hours, you get darshan for 3 seconds. Even not that, you're pushed ahead. And you get Lord's mercy. Right? It's worth standing 3-4 hours also to get Lord's mercy. But Aishwarya the Jnana hoite Shitela Krishna Prem. So Krishna thought everybody worships me like a everybody like a master. But that doesn't conquer my heart. But somebody says me, oh my child Krishna, or my friend Krishna, or my Premi Krishna. So that conquers my heart completely. Where there is no Aishwarya. Now just think if somebody is a king, everybody respect, but he has nobody to have a loving relationship, no friend, no child, no wife. Do you think he'll be happy unless he's impersonalist or a great devotee of the Lord? He'll not be happy because just everybody respecting you doesn't satisfy your heart. You need relationships. The Supreme Lord is Rasovai Sa, is full of relationships. And when people are respecting you, relationship become very strange there. In fact, Bill Gates once, everybody loved him for his money. So he changed his dress and went to a club where nobody could identify him. People will treat him for what he is, not for what he has. The people in this world, you find that loving relationships comes when there are heartful relationships. And God also gets bored with this relationship of Aishwarya. And he just want to be a friend, a son, and a lover. Because in that love, there is greatest thing. But the problem is, this kind of pastimes, even Lord Narayan doesn't do. Lord of Vaikuntha doesn't do. That's not, though Lord of Vaikuntha and Krishna are the same. But as Lord of Vaikuntha, he doesn't do those pastimes there. Sometimes some devotee will be very strict, devotee will be very fearful to go. But his friends will feel very normal, joyful. You got a point there. So the point is, the Lord of Vaikuntha people have little reservation. Like when Gopkumar goes to Vaikuntha, this Gopkumar thought to embrace Krishna. Because in his meditation, when he would chant the Gopal mantra, he will see Krishna will come and embrace him, kiss him. And that's how he felt the great love for the Lord. So he finally reached Vaikuntha. And after reaching Vaikuntha, this Gopkumar wanted to meet Lord of Vaikuntha and embrace him. But our problem is Vaikuntha, you cannot do this. In Vaikuntha, you cannot do this. And he was dissatisfied in Vaikuntha. Vaikuntha, the abode of complete perfection, this Gokumar was dissatisfied because he has a Sakhiras with Krishna and he cannot embrace Krishna. And then the debate happened in Vaikuntavasis. Three groups of Vaikuntavasis came. So when Vaishnavas fight, we have not fight, but have debates, who's Supreme Krishna or Narayana. So it's not unnatural. It happens in Vaikuntha. It doesn't happen, but the opinion is same. So one is saying, no, don't take Krishna's pastimes very seriously. They are just for, fun. I'm saying, yes, Krishna's pastime very sportive. That's a look, but Lord Narayana is ever great. And third group of people were empathizing with Gopkumar. And then Narad Muni comes. Hey, so amazing. You're not happy in Vaikuntha. I've never seen that. Okay, but I won't speak anything over here. First go to Dwarka. From this Vaikuntha is Ayodhya, Saket Dham. Above is Dwarka. When you reach Dwarka, that time we will meet. We'll not speak anything over here. And then Gopkumar goes to Ayodhya and Dwarka, and then they discuss about Golok and Vrindavan. So only Krishna comes once in 1,000 yuga cycles, once in a day of Brahma, and perform this Vrindavan pastimes as a son, as a friend, and as a lover. But the problem is when Krishna says Sarv Dharman Paritajya and perform this pastime, nobody understood. People asking, why did Krishna did Ras Leela? Right? And some rascals wanted to do their rascal Leela, imitating that. So people just can't understand. Then Krishna thought, no, I myself will go as my devotee and teach people how to love me. And the same Dwapar Yuga when Krishna appears, and the same Kali Yuga, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu appears, Sri Gaurang Mahaprabhu, to teach the supreme-most bhakti to the most unqualified jivas of Kali Yuga, to give the topmost love which Brahma is praying. Lord Brahma was a master of mystic perfection, was a father of the Chatush Kumaras. He is a Guna avatar in mode of passion there. And this Brahma who creates things, Vidhata, Vidhi pe jo likh de, that Brahma is praying for this love of this Rajvasis and Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and Nityan Prabhu coming and giving that love so freely. How can you love? So who could be most merciful, Lord, than Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu? So this is the mercy of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And unless we understand this, we cannot properly make progress in the spiritual life. Because after some time, you start feeling a lot of rules and regulations and bhakti, but taste भी नहीं आ रहा है, अनर्थास ही दिख रहे हैं. Life में problems ही दिख रही हैं. I'm not feeling that taste what devotees promise. I'm not seeing that. What's happening? Because we are at the stage of anathanivritti at that point of time. But if you know what's the other side of the mountain, that inspires us, that encourages us, and that gives us love of God, what Mahaprabhu has to come. And that's why days like this, God Purnima, are so special to celebrate. It's not a day to work on laptop, fasting. It's a day to hear Gaur Katha. It's a day to hear, because you can understand by mercy of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, even a fool can understand the essence of the Vedas. And it happened. Prabhupada called a boy, some Gurukuli, some Sanskrit scholars were there in Vrindavan. Prabhupada called them and asked them, who is God? And they were confused. They were confused. Nirman, Brahman, and all that to speak Nirvachaniya. And Prabhupada called a small boy from Gurukul who is God. He said, God is Krishna. And Prabhupada gave him a cookie. So by mercy of Mahaprabhu, even a fool can understand the absolute truth. There's a mercy Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So he has come to give that kind of bhakti for Krishna, which is not available in whole of universe, which is not available even in the topmost realm of Vaikuntha, which is a perfected place, is not available there. He has brought Golokara Premadhana Harinam Sankirtan. And that's what is talking about. And Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu comes for this purpose. Now, a devotee is bigger or a Lord is who's feeling more happiness, the Lord or the devotee? If you see Chaitanya Charitamrita, the Lord is coming to Lord wonder. Krishna wondered, what is there in Radharani's love that maddens me? What is my beauty that she gets so enchanted? And what is the happiness she is getting which I don't feel? So these are the three reasons Krishna appeared as his own devotee, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. That what happiness Krishna is experiencing. What happens is Radharani is experiencing which Krishna doesn't experience. And to experience that happiness, that Mahabhava Srimati Radharani, Shri Krishna comes as Shri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu with the covering of Radharani, Tapta Kanchan Gaurani. So Sham Sundar becomes goddess. And his Leela and pastime, he is not only tasting this love, he is distributing that love. Is not only tasting that love, but distributing that love for Krishna. And that's a Namo Maha Vadanyaya Krishna Prema Pradayate. My mother binds me, nourishes me, and protects me, thinking me utterly helpless. The gopis in Vrindavan will tell Krishna, you dance, we'll give you sweetmeats. And Krishna dances. How many will dance for a sweet? Bale, chodo bhago, hame Supreme Lord, who is a controller to give pleasure to his devotees, he will dance to get a piece of sweet. How sweet it is. He likes devotees who come under control, right? जो डिवोटी को बोलो वो कर दे, then you like those devotees. और जिन devotees थोड़ा permission लेना होता है वो थोड़ा डर के रहते हैं, isn't it? So if some devotee is there, whoever who does whatever you say, you feel this is the best devotee. Oh, yeah. So Krishna does whatever his devotees say, and he wins the heart of his devotees, and that's why he lives in Vrindavan. My friends climb on my shoulders, think of me as an equal. When Krishna lifted Govardhan Hill, and after lifting Govardhan Hill, his friends came and fought with him and defeated him. He said, "Ah, you are our Krishna, who gets defeated by us?" My concert reproaches me in a sulky mood, stealing my mind from the reverent Vedic hymns. If you read the Brahmar Geet, when Uddhava comes to Vrindavan, when Uddhava comes to Vrindavan, Radharani is left right chastising Krishna. And Krishna says, that gives me more joy than the Vedic hymns. There. And with this pure devotees, I shall descend and sport them in various ways, unknown even in Vaikuntha, and broadcast pastime that amaze even me. So though Krishna and the gopis are eternally in the spiritual world related, there's no they're eternally there, Krishna and the gopis. Gopijan Vallabhaya. It's a Vedic mantra. Gopijan Vallabha. It's in the Vedas. That means he's Gopijan Vallabha, the husband of the gopis eternally in the Golok Vrindavan. But he comes and spread that Parkiya Ras. Parkiya Bhave Jaha Sajate Prachar. Why? The influence of Yog Maya will inspire the gopis with the sentiment that I am their paramour, Upapati. Neither they nor I shall notice this, being attracted by each other's beauty and qualities. The sentiment, actually, they eternally belong to Krishna. But the sentiment come by the Yoga Maya for the paramour. And pure attachment will unite us even at the expense of dharma. Destiny will sometime bring us together and sometime separate us. So, this pastime of Krishna and Vrindavan is something very, very confidential. And what Mahaprabhu says, what is the topmost worship of Krishna? In the mood of Brajvasis. And among the mood of the Vrajvasis, the Madhurya Bhav of the Gopis is the topmost worship of Sri Krishna, by which Krishna is completely captured. In fact, Sanatana Goswami writes the Gopis are topmost of the sannyasis. Why? A sannyasi leaves things of the world, but he knows next life will be good. But Gopis left everything for Krishna, and they do not know even whether their next life will be good or not. They are covered by Yoga Maya. So they are so attracted by Krishna, they left everything of this world and they only want to serve Krishna there. Now, what appears to be lust of this mundane world is actually love. So that is perverted reflection of the spiritual world, which is love. In lust, person think how my senses will be satisfied. This is how the relationship of this world is. Between two people is always based upon what will I get satisfaction from the other person. But gopis never thinks about that. They only think how they can satisfy Krishna. And they don't want anything from Krishna. And that's the beauty of their love. And to understand this love is the most difficult thing. And that is why Bhagavatam has 335 chapters, and the most important chapters are the Panch Rasa Adhyay, which are the prana of Shrimad Bhagavatam. But it is like a it is like a high dose. You take it, it may have an ill effect if you cannot digest it, right? But if you digest it, it can give great Shakti there. And the whole Bhagavatam Sukdev Goswami is glorifying those Pancharasa Adhyay. And Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has come to give that Madhurya Prema with it there. But though Mahaprabhu has come, but he has given us Vidhi Bhakti. What Vidhi Bhakti? Chanting the holy names of Krishna. So when you keep on chanting the holy names of Krishna, and so at what stage person can understand? Now we are hearing this pastime and it looks very sweet and nice. But we cannot experience this pastimes unless we cross Anatnavritti and we come to the stage of Ruchi and Asakti. At the stage of Ruchi and Asakti, before the stage of Bhava, this pastimes automatically gets revealed in the heart of a devotee with whatever rasa that devotee has for Krishna. And the problem happens, some of the Sahajiyas or some of the devotee in Vrindavan may give this kind of loving Krishna to premature devotees. And many devotees in ISKCON have become deviated because of it. In fact, our devotees from Bangalore, they met one devotee in ISKCON only, who first he told, I will tell you Shuddha Bhakti, I'll tell you something very good. Then he separated them out of ISKCON, made his own ashram. And then start telling, see, I'm Sakhi of Radharani. I'm in that bhav. I'm telling truth though. Still one boy is stuck there. There. Still one boy is stuck over there. So I'm Sakhi of Radharani. I will tell you things which, our acharyas also have not tell you. Karke. And that is why I tell duty, don't go Vrindavan alone. There, very dangerous it is. There. Because many devotees have got stuck over there because of all these things there. And this saying I'm Sakhi, and I will tell you how your Kundali is raising. You're bringing milk for Krishna in the Sakhi bhav, in this bhav. They made it so cheap. And so there. So this is not the way to attain that love. The way to attain that love is missionary spirit. Serve the mission of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Serve the mission of Sri Prabhupada. More you serve that mission, more their mercy comes because they have come to give it. It's not our property. Only when they will be pleased by our service attitude, by our sacrifices, then one day they will bestow that love. Now, though, we may not have idea only what is that love. So as we keep progressing, they only reveal that what is that love. And they only experience that love when we serve them with it. There. So we should know positives and negatives both in Krishna consciousness so that we can march on the right path there. And only when we remain loyal to our Guru Parampara and serve Guru Parampara for whole life, then you get. And we have many examples in ISKCON, the Gurus who have attained that prema. Because a devotee never see the symptoms of ecstasy, and one's relationship with Krishna is like a wife. The acharyas compare like a wife never talk about his relationship with the husband in public. It's very personal to them. So the Gurus, even they have attained this, they want to speak about it because it's very personal. But there are symptoms mentioned in scriptures by which I understand that we are so fortunate, we have so many shelter of so many gurus who attained that prema bhakti. See their Vaishnava qualities, see their things, they've attained what Mahaprabhu has come to give. And they're wanting to give us if we follow their instructions, if follow their teachings, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu through them will give us that prema even to the most unqualified people like us. So Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has two intentions: taste prema and give prema to propagate Nam Sankirtan. And he garlanded the world with the wreath of Nam and prema and spread Kirtan amongst untouchables there. And to give this there. And the Shingar Ras is the highest. However, impartial comparison revealed that Shingar Ras is superior to all others in sweetness there. And it is of two types, Swakiya and Parkiya. If you see the Hindi movies don't show about life after marriage. They show life before marriage. Serials show life after marriage, and that's why they're half an hour because you can't watch for long. No, no, why that's happening? So same way, the Krishna relationship with Dwarka, queens of Dwarka, is Sakya, and with gopis in Vrindavan in Parkiya Bhav. Now, which is more higher in a spiritual world, Sakya or Parkiya? Parkiya. And even Satyabhama paid obeisances, understood. Gopi's love is highest. I can't love you, Krishna, like this. There. So, and in fact, Krishna was with his queens, but remember the gopis. Because their love have captured Krishna's heart. And what is, because material world is a reflection of the spiritual world, what is highest in the spiritual world becomes lower in material world. So Parkya Ras is highest in Golok Vrindavan, it is lowest in the material world, which is now very prominent in Bangalore cities, live in relationships and all that. And that's why people are wanting to imitate the pastimes of Golok Vrindavan, but they frustrate themselves so much. Nowadays, many boys come, many girls write mails. They got mad with this disease of trying to enjoy Parkiya there. But the Parkiya in the original bhava, or to love Krishna, is the topmost love. And when you try to experience in material world, you just frustrate yourself with it there. But that original Parkiya is Adi ras, and it has so much sweetness of love, so much sweetness of ecstasy, and that's what Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is experiencing the Mahabhava of Srimati Radharani. Though 1 hour is not sufficient to speak about Gaur Leela, but we have time. Of course, we're fortunate to have Abhishek of the Lord after this and Vyasacharya Prabhu's wonderful class. And, and today whole day is packed. I hope you're not going back, right? You're here today whole day for Gaurang Mahaprabhu. So after that 1 hour chanting and then whole day reading Chaitanya Bhagavat. So read from Chaitanya Bhagavat and then discuss the pastimes. And evening 7 o'clock Gaur Aarti and the Kirtans and 8 o'clock Prasada. You know, one time I went to attend a class of Swami Radhat Maharaj in Chapati. It started not Gaur Purnima day. It was, I think, 2015 or 16. 16. Dinesh was there in that class. And 9 o'clock it started, ended at 3 o'clock. And we didn't realize how Gaur Purnima passed. Only when I came out of the hall, I realized today is fasting and now I'm feeling thirsty. Because the Katha nectar. You see, when Jayapataka Maharaj does Kirtan, Gauranga, Gauranga, everybody gets, there. So you can see this devotee has so much love there in their heart, so much compassion. And we just connect to these great souls and many, many proper disciples like this. And that's how we can also get that love, seeing their love within there. So now we start with Janam Leela of Shri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So I have only half an hour left. Hopefully we start Abhishek on time. That's why I took the first class. So what had happened, Navvi, because Supreme Lord is going to take birth, that Navvi was blessed with all. Navvi was blessed with all the opulences. Saraswati, Lakshmi, they have blessed it there. Because Saraswati blessed it, all scholars all over the world were staying in Navdeep. And everything was opulent there in Navdeep. But the only problem is the scholar will discuss all scholarship as a bhakti. They'll more talk of material scholarship. They'll not talk about bhakti much. And these scholars are they spread. And there will be Kirtan, Durga Kirtan, Kali Kirtan. Why? They will drink wine in name of Kali. They'll do Jagran in the night. And they will become wealthy. And then they'll spend so much money on the marriages. So that was the culture in Navadvip. And Vaishnavas were very troubled because devotees like Advaitacharya. Advaitacharya is Mahavishnu who creates this universe. He comes as Advaitacharya and sees in mood of Lord Shiva and he sees, I made this world, but nobody's doing bhakti. Like you make the center with hard effort. And instead of doing bhakti, people do some nonsense movie song they play. The person who made the center also they feel better break the center and close the center because we have made it for devotional service and not create the universe so that living entity do bhakti, but they are doing nonsense. The other feels what is it, and he thinks, oh, only if Krishna comes, the situation can be rectified. And he reads a verse in Gautamiya Tantra. The verse in Gautamiya Tantra he reads is that if you offer a tulsi to the Shaligram and call out for the Lord will appear. And he start calling, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. And because of the Charya, Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu came to this world. And Shivas, everybody would rebuke, oh, you Vaishnavas, what are you doing? You're so poor. Nobody hears you. And devotees feel very distressed. What is happening? Everybody has become materialistic. Nobody wants to chant the name of Krishna. Only when they take bath, they may talk about, Purushottama Janardana. That's all. And they're big, big scholars. Nobody becoming a devotee and all devotee breaking heart. And they're praying, oh, Krishna, soon appear to relieve this. And Advaitacharya says. So now sometimes we feel, oh, we are in Kali Yuga preaching. Nobody takes to Krishna consciousness. 500 years when Vedic culture was there, even devotees were worrying that time also. Right? In fact, now is a more better situation because nobody knows anything. So nobody comes for argument also. Isn't it? बस ओके हाँ प्रभु जी बता दिया हमें कुछ पता ही नहीं बस that was not a condition in India 50 years before. सब मायावाद बोलने आ जाते थे पूरा करके. There even 20 years back, तो आजकल मिलते ही नहीं है कहाँ गए सब. That is the power of Kali Yuga. Nobody understands anything. So it's the best moment, to preach. It's the best time to preach Krishna consciousness there. But it was not that easy 500 years before. Even Advaitacharya is feeling, I can't help it. Krishna only has to come there. And he calls and he says, and all impious people condemn Sankirtan. What is devotee नाचते रहते हैं, वो गाते रहते हैं, Muslims आ जाएंगे, नवाब आ जाएगा, हमारा क्या होगा? And all that, they were very fearful. The condition was more difficult than Bangladesh. As well, like Bangladesh, the situation was. You can't do public persecution and things there. And Advaitacharya vows, if I cannot bring Sri Krishna, I will kill everybody. Take my chakra and kill everybody. There. And then finally Mahaprabhu appears. The Jagannath Mishra and Sachi Mata. Jai Jai Jagannath Shachira Nandana. Charana Bandana. Jai Gara Say Krishna Say Jagannath. Jai Gara Say Krishna Say Jagannath. Who is Gara? Is Krishna. His Lord Jagannath. So Sachi Mata and their many, many daughters passed away. Then they got a son, Vishnu. And finally Nimai comes in their hearts and appears to Jagannath Mishra and Sachi Mata. There. Shachira Nandana. There. Jagannath. So when I was singing this song, I sang this is in glorification of Lord Jagannath. But then I realized, no, this is Jagannath Shachira Nandana. There. The son of Mother Sachi. Pranamami Sachi Sat Gauravaram. There. And Lord Shri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu takes birth. And today is the lunar eclipse. Exactly the same time was lunar eclipse 540 years before in 1486. So you are coming to celebrate lunar eclipse birth of Mahaprabhu today in the evening? I think those devotees wouldn't had Hariman. There. So the same time, 1486 AD, the same lunar eclipse in the evening, and that's the time Mahaprabhu appeared. Now lunar eclipse considered to be the most inauspicious time. But why did, and Kali Yuga is also the most inauspicious time. But why did Mahaprabhu appear at Kali Yuga, at lunar eclipse? Because everybody in India those days used to chant for the holy name when a lunar eclipse is there. And this Yuga Avatar, he has to appear at a time when everybody is chanting the holy name. Even Muslims chant the holy names of the Lord by practice and culture and things. They'll go to the Ganga and have rituals and things there. So, because he want to appear at a time where holy name chanted, he made the most inauspicious Kali Yuga the most auspicious. He made the most inauspicious lunar eclipse time the most auspicious time, the appearance of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Now, devotees ask what we are supposed to do during lunar eclipse. Pastor told me to speak a little bit of that. So, devotees observe that during Prabhupada time, Prabhupada didn't observe much about this lunar eclipse. His life went on. That's why, as devotees, we don't have too much worry about lunar eclipse. What you should do? Just chant Hare Krishna that day. You stop all your material work and chant Hare Krishna. That's the best time to do in lunar eclipse. Huh? That's more important, and it's a lunar eclipse also. So we should, rather than doing material work, we should do spiritual, whole day. That's the best advantage of lunar eclipse there. So everybody chanted the holy name of the Lord. Everybody described there that time. So the lunar Prabhupada never there, but because in India there is a see what happens during this time exactly. See, the sun and moon controls a lot of energy in the planet Earth. So since they are overtaken by Rahu there, so at the time when they are in need, you observe spiritual practices, you get blessed by them. And there's a Karam Kandi way of thinking about it. The scientific way, because they control a lot of energy of it. So when they're afflicted, because we depend on moon rays, so we also get afflicted. So be little careful. Don't come in front of those radiations. Don't see this eclipses because those radiations will affect you. And since the energy of moon is down, our mental situation will also be down. Moon represents the mind, the Surya represents the spirituality, the overall energy of the body. So since it's an eclipse, the overall effect will be there on the vegetables, on food, on everything. So therefore, we restrict all those activities. That's the idea scientifically, Karam Kandi way. And a devotional perspective, a devotee take everything as a matter to serve the Lord. So deity services are not stopped. They are fed bhoga and everything is done. But because because public may say, because in all places, all temples are closed. So for public view, the altar is closed. But the temple hall is open to do Shravan and Kirtan. The temple hall is open with it. And that is what the thing in Kali Yuga, to do Shravan and Kirtan. Especially Kali Yuga, a lot of frequency of solar eclipse and lunar eclipses comes. The more inauspicious time with it there. So that's what we are supposed to do during this eclipse time. Chant the holy names of the Lord and things there. And do so if you do chanting the holy names, everything is perfect. And in your food, whatever is there, cook after, take a bath, and do abhishek of the Lord and take a bath, and then start cooking. There is not because cook food may get there, so we may cook fresh after the access. And we may not follow too much Sutak time. Sometimes, no, actually, Sutak time start 9:40 in the morning itself. But we may not too much follow, and then you do Shravan Kirtan. Anyways, fasting till 7 p.m. today. There, and you're waiting for the auspicious appearance of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu there. And evening doing Abhishek would be difficult because then you have to prepare ingredient after grand and all that. So I thought better do Abhishek in the morning itself there. Because whole day is Gaur Purnima. Is there. And that's how we celebrate. And that's how Mahaprabhu appeared to shower mercy. And many demigods were coming taking darshan of the Lord. Many devtas were coming, offering. When Nadu was in the womb only, then devtas were coming and offering. And when there were ceremonies were happening, so the hall will appear to be full. Hall will appear to be full. But not so much people were there because devtas were sitting behind. So when devtas are sitting, they will occupy space, but you will not see them. Ghost also, if a ghost is in a room, it will occupy space, but you won't be able to see the ghost. So they ethereal bodies. They're occupying. So they're feeling so many people are there, but people are not seen. And that's what. And then in different kinds of sound they're getting. All is what is happening. Now, since the time is less, I will go from Janam Leela to Mahaprabhu started a Sankirtan movement. And I made a PPT and some special announcement today. So I'll, yeah, journey to Gaya. So after Jagannath Mishra went to the spiritual world, he was thinking that Nimai will take sannyas. He got that dream in Nimai, and he started feeling so much separation that Nimai will take sannyas. In that, he left his world and went to the spiritual world. And that time, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he got married 2 times. First Vishnupriya, then Lakshmipriya. There. And many pastimes happened. And Mahaprabhu's age was 24 when he took sannyas. And this is before he went to Isharpur. He has not started a Sankirtan movement. So if you see the Mahaprabhu's thing, so 1486, Mahaprabhu appeared. 1510, Mahaprabhu took sannyas. 1510, Mahaprabhu took sannyas. And if you see Vasco da Gama and Columbus, they discovered America and India during that time only, 1490 to 1496. Why? Because Mahaprabhu predicted Prithvi Achita Nagar Adigram. So first Prithvi should discover, then the preaching will happen all over the world. And 1510 around Mahaprabhu made a prediction, Prithvi Achita Nagar Adigram. And by the time just 2 people discovered, but people in India will not know. But Mahaprabhu knew. He had a plan to give Krishna consciousness all over the world. And that plan started with the appearance of Mahaprabhu. Okay. And Shri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he he did a scholarly leela. He became a great Sanskrit scholar. He would catch devotees and debate with them. And when debated, and he was such a scholar. See, if Lord becomes a scholar, who can defeat him? And he defeated so many people with it. Like Keshav Kashmiri person, let me speak anyway. You know, so though he was a Sanskrit teacher, not a very high post in front of professors, Sanskrit grammar teacher there. He's not a PhD and other things in Sans there. So the Digvijay Pandit came, Keshav Kashmiri. It was an all India rank one challenge. You don't sit for a exam, but you go different places and defeat people. And after defeating people, you get a Vijay Patrika Ghosh, Vijay Patra, and get a written, in Vijay Patra. Okay, now you are defeated. And that's how you become all India rank one. And Navdeep was the seat of learning. If people get defeated, Navdeep का तो नाम पूरा मिट्टी में मिल जाता. तो सारे स्कॉलर दुपक गए. वो बोले निमाई पंडित, you defeat. If you get defeated also, you're a Sanskrit scholar. तो हम बोल देंगे ये तो हमारे संस्कृत ग्रामर टीचर थे, इससे defeat हो गए. Or mostly you not get defeated there. So you will do. So this Keshav Kashmiri come with all elephant, with all his tunturid and thing, and come before Mahaprabhu. And he was benedicted by Saraswati. Whenever he spoke, Saraswati flow from his mouth. So he can't make a mistake. And Mahaprabhu was this bit of students, and he told to Keshav Kashmiri, can you glorify Mother Ganges? And Keshav Kashmiri told, 100 verses right on a moment. We take so much time to remember one Sanskrit shloka or even pronounce a Sanskrit shloka. He 100 at a time, shatakam. And then Mahaprabhu asked, can you tell the good qualities and the faults in your poetry? He said, faults? My poetry don't have faults. Did somebody find fault with your seva? Looks very no, you have faults. He said, Bhavani Bhartu. Bhava is Shiva, Bhavani is Parvati, the wife of Shiva's husband. Means Parvati is another husband. It's a defect. And like that 7, 8 defects, Mahaprabhu counted. He was speechless. Saraswati was not helping. No words were coming. He was, and all the children start laughing. I say, "Jada mat laugh kar, bada ego hai." Mahaprabhu was sensitive. So you shouldn't correct devotees, but don't hurt their ego too much. So Mahaprabhu was sensitive, not to hurt. Otherwise, suicide karlega kya hoga, गड़बड़ होएगा. So Mahaprabhu didn't want it to, hurt the ego too much of there. And he was flabbergasted. He went, pray to Saraswati, what happened today? You blessed me. And then Saraswati came in a dream. Are, he's my Lord. How will I stand before my Lord? You fool, you go and surrender to him. You're so fortunate that my Lord has defeated you. You go take his shelter. And next day, Keshav Kashmiri goes and takes shelter of Gaurang Mahaprabhu. And I've said, you have this Pandit and chant the holy names of the Lord. And don't tell anybody. Don't tell anybody. There. So Mahaprabhu in his scholarly Leela, he would catch people and debate with them. He will say, prove this point. Other will not able to prove. Then Mahaprabhu will prove the point. Then he will defeat that point. Again prove that point. Again defeat it. And people get built that. So Gadadhar Pandit, this all people will keep distance. Mukunda, कि हमारा time बर्बाद हो जाएगा. And they all pray, let Nimai become a devotee. Now, Nimai travels to Gaya for the shraddha of his father. And while he's traveling, on the way, Nimai becomes sick. Nimai becomes sick because his students were not respecting the Brahmanas properly. So they tried all medicines, everything, nothing was working. He said, you bring the foot, wash the foot of a Brahmana and bring that water, and I will drink that water. And they brought, and he drank the water, fever became cured. So Mahaprabhu wanted to show how he respects his devotee Brahmanas. Namo Brahmana Devaya, Go Brahmana Hitaya. There. So who is a Brahmana? One who has Brahmanical qualities. There. And why? Because it's the presence of Brahmanas who take the society to God consciousness. That Lord loves us Brahmanas. Brahmana is not one who is doing a labor for somebody. Brahmana is one who is only engaged in service to Krishna. He has no other job, no other service than worship of Sri Krishna. That's a Brahmana. There. So, and then Mahaprabhu reached Gaya. He did Shraddha for his father, Pitar Gaya, Matar Gaya, and to the lotus feet of Lord Vishnu. And then he made Ishwarapuri. And he invited, and both embraced, tears falling their eyes, and said, you're my spiritual master. There. And then one day, Mahaprabhu said, I want mantra diksha from you. And Ishwarapuri gave a 10th level mantra to Mahaprabhu. And before that, Ishwarapuri Ishwarpuri knew he's the Supreme Lord, but that's a service Ishwarpuri had to give Mantra Diksha to the Lord there. And Ishwarpuri came to the Mahaprabhu was cooking, and Ishwarpuri came there and is cooking the meals. Please come and eat. Ishwarpuri said, no, no, no. What about you? He said, no, no, I will cook another meal. No, you don't cook another meal. We'll divide into half. No, 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 I will just cook in seconds. And he served Ishwarpuri. And then Lakshmi came and cooked for Mahaprabhu. And then both of them nicely ate prasada. And then after that, Mahaprabhu took Diksha. And it was a 10th level mantra there. Of course, it is include that mantra is included in the Gayatri mantras we get at the time of second initiation. There. So he get the 10 syllable mantra. Mahaprabhu started chanting. He was a scholar, but now all love for Krishna started awakening in his heart, and he's feeling, where is Krishna? Where is Krishna? Where is Krishna? He starts feeling the separation what Srimati Radharani feel from Krishna when Krishna had gone to Mathura. So that mood, Mahaprabhu is always saying, oh, I saw Krishna, I lost Krishna. I saw Krishna, I lost Krishna. So in one moment he reached to Prema. But our journey is not going to be like that. You chant and say, where is Krishna? Our journey is going to be like this. Ado Shraddha Tata Sadhu Sangha Atha Bhajan Kiriya Tato Anat Nivritti Syata Tato Nishtha Ruchi Tata अथा आसक्ति ततो भावा तथा प्रेम विधंचति साधकानाम अयम प्रेमना प्रादुर्भावे भवेत् क्रमः. तो श्रद्धा, साधु संगा, भजन क्रिया, अनथ निवृत्ति, निष्ठा, रुचि, आसक्ति, bhava, and then prema. So our journey is like this. I've shown this before, right? So when you now our current position is on the hill. तो इतना डिफिकल्ट क्यों है भक्ति करना प्रभु जी इस मेटेरियल वर्ल्ड में? This question comes or not? After I take into bhakti, life doesn't seem so easy. I'm feeling happy, but life doesn't seem so easy what I thought of. Why again I go down in my bhakti? Because when you're climbing hill, when you stop, you go down. Either you can't stop on a hill. Either you go up or you go down. So if you're nice association devotees, you'll always keep going up and up and up. But when we don't have strong association, then we go down, down, and down. There. And that's why Vaishnava Sangha, Asat Sangha Tyaga hi Vaishnavachar. So give up the Asat Sangha and take only the Vaishnava Sangha. Then person will go there. So now proper rites in Bhagavad Gita. How to come to these stages? And I have a good announcement for all the devotees on this auspicious day. So one should therefore learn Bhagavad Gita from a devotee of Krishna, not from mental speculator. This is a sign of faith. When one searches for a devotee and fortunately get a devotee association, one actually begins to study and understand Bhagavad Gita, that is sadhu sangha. By advancement and association of the devotee, one is placed in devotional service, bhajan kriya, and this service dispels all one's misgivings about Krishna or God, and Krishna's activities, form, pastimes, name, and other features. This is everything. So when you do bhajan kriya, then all misgivings about Krishna have been cleared. Then anathas also go away. When you understand about Krishna, Nam, Rup, Gun, Leela. See why there are anathas? Because you don't understand Krishna, therefore there is an artha. When you understand artha, there is no anartha. Where there is light, there is no darkness. So when you understand Krishna, there is no darkness there. So by hearing, after this, and how this is happening? By reading Bhagavad Gita. Right? Nicely, Prabhupada is saying there. An association of devotee. And after this misgivings have been perfectly cleared away, one becomes fixed in one's study of Bhagavad Gita. One develops a taste in reading Bhagavad Gita. Same applies for chanting. Then one relishes the study of Bhagavad Gita, attain the state of feeling always Krishna conscious. That is Asakti Bhava. And then one comes to Prema and go to Golok Vrinda. So how important is to study Bhagavad Gita very nicely? Not a preliminary, this is not talking about a preliminary study, Gita course, or not even 108 shlokas. This is a deep study of Bhagavad Gita there, by which one actually clears the Anant Nivritti and then comes to Bhagavatam. Nashta Prayashu Bhadreshu Nityam Bhagavad Sevaya. So, what we are supposed to do? So good news is we are launching Bhakti Shastri in our Sarjapur Road physical from 6th of June. Right? So how important is doing this? Because we are not coming to chant Hare Krishna and bhav mein aa jayenge. We have to deeply study Bhagavad Gita, Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu, Updesha Amrit, and then Srimad Bhagavatam to come to that stage of bhava. Jnana tapsa, bhavo jnana tapsa. So this is jnana tapsa there, that you read Bhakti scriptures. And then the Anant Nivritti that will happen there. And that's why Srila Prabhupada wrote so many books, made so many systems, that all what is troublesome will go away by reading this books. So beauty is we'll have it physically, we'll not do it online. I got bored with the online courses now. Devotees video बंद करके बैठ जाते हैं. Of course, there are sincere devotees too. So our Pran Saki Mataji is here. She had been attending the Bhakti Vaibhav course from 3 years, and their videos are always on there, and we will see taking Ranchogan Prabhu and Mataji, and I think Uttam Vasudha Mataji. So they've been there, but not all are serious. Right? So we want to leave everybody. So we'll have it physical course in Sarjapur Road. So today you please register. Hey, Ananda Gopal was supposed to send me the form. I will by the end of this I'll get the form and float it. So and the qualification is chanting 16 nouns. there for 6 months. Of course, some cases we can consider and things there because there. So we start 6 June onwards. It will take 2 years time, and we'll have a format of 6 hours stretch on a Saturday or something, and plus some extra classes on there. We need to do 10. It will be 10 hours per month. 10 to 12 hours per month. If you do, then 2 years will complete the course there. And see, there are many online courses are going on which will finish you in 10 months. But our purpose is not to finish the course. Our purpose is to cross the stage of Anant Nivritti through the course and make spiritual progress with it there. And that's the goal of doing this course. A certificate is not the course. Second initiation is not the goal. Though for second initiation, Bhakti Shastra is required now, but that's not the goal. The goal is purification of the heart and understand the Bhakti Tattva more deeply. And that's what Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu very talks about in deep about this thing there. So that's the purpose we started. So we can do. And then finally, when Mahaprabhu comes back, he becomes a devotee, from a scholar to devotee. And now Mahaprabhu returns from Gaya. He is a transformed personality. He's not the same now. He's not a scholar now. You want to hear this pastime? So I'll complete in 10 minutes so we can start the Abhishek. So you can start making all preparation for the Abhishek. There, to 10-15 minutes, I'll wrap up the pastime. There. So Mahaprabhu comes back from Gaya and he calls Shiman Pandit. I want to tell you my my realizations, my source, what has happened. And he calls Shiman Pandit and tells it. And then call all devotees of the house of Shuklambar Brahmachari. We will talk. And all devotees start talking. What has happened to Nimai? What is this talking way? How is he doing? Everybody is the talk of the town. Because everybody would pray if Nimai becomes a devotee. If only he becomes a devotee, that will be so amazing. And he becomes a devotee. And that becomes the talk of the town. And then all devotees come to Shuklamba Brahmachari's house. And Mahaprabhu reveals his heart. And he says, I went to Gaya. I got mercy of my spiritual master. I saw Krishna, but I lost him. Where is Krishna? And I start telling, where is Krishna? Where is Krishna? Where is Krishna? And Mahaprabhu fainted. Again, Mahaprabhu got up. Again, he got to internal consciousness. See, this was the state of Srimati Radharani when Krishna left Mathura. Radharani will get a 105 fever, 106 in separation of Krishna. Body will be so hot. Vishaka Lalita will be pacifying, no problem. Krishna will come. Krishna will come. She's feeling. And in that state, Radharani was feeling the Mahabhav. See, in mundane sense, the separation causes more distress. If you're separated from your loved ones, you are in a lot of anxiety. You're a lot of distress. Of course, Kaliuga people don't feel separation from anybody. We are happy. But but the devotees, the the people feel separation from their but that gives an anxiety. But in a spiritual life, the person and his remembrance is not different. Person Krishna and his remembrance is not different. So when devotees feel separation from Krishna, the remembrance of Krishna increases. And because of that remembrance, they feel more joy even than in presence of Krishna. So ordinarily, presence and gives happiness and separation gives misery. But spiritual life, presence of Krishna gives happiness, and even separation from Krishna gives more happiness. The symptoms look of a distress. They're crying, the fever and things, but it gives more happiness because the intense remembrance increases. Now, for us, see, and this separation is feel, and actually The Goswamis, they practice loving Krishna in this mode of separation. He Radhe Vraj Devike Chalalite He Nanda Sono Kota. In fact, Lord Ramchandra banished Mother Sita to forest. You know why? To make her taste that love of separation from him. That was a reason. It was not a cruelty. To increase her love for him, he banished, he sent to the forest. That Mother Sita will remember and taste that loving separation. So, in a spiritual sense, the loving separation is give happiness than even meeting with Krishna. And therefore, Krishna himself want to experience that. And he is coming in the mode of Radharani in Mahabhav to experience that separation. And that's the symptoms Mahaprabhu is showing. Now, why I'm telling this? Because when you hear Mahaprabhu is crying, falling, "Arey, what is this happening?" We don't understand. We don't understand what is this happening there. But Mahaprabhu is showing those symptoms. In fact, what do we know? Mahaprabhu's Leela showed what it needs to get that mercy of Mahaprabhu. Just become a dog of a Vaishnava. The Shivanand Sen, his service was a yatra party. So here our yatra party services with Sumedha Shridhar Prabhu, Nan Gopal Prabhu, and Venkatesh Prabhu, they manage the yatras. So Shivanand Sen not only manage the yatra, he'll fund the yatra. Whole year he'll earn to fund the yatra from devotees to take from Bengal to Puri. While taking the yatra, he will himself make arrangement for everything. He'll make arrangement for everything. And after he goes, he reaches. Now on the way there was a dog. So in dog was also a company. He thought, oh, dog also coming to Mahaprabhu, I should take care of him. And he told his servant, take care of him. But his servant neglected the dog, gave him food. The dog went away. He was feeling so bad, Arey, somebody is coming to Mahaprabhu and I did not, properly take care of them and they have gone now. So what did he do? He sent four people. He didn't eat that evening dinner. And he sent four people to find. They couldn't find. So he was in quite distress. But when he reached to Jagannath Puri and saw Mahaprabhu, Mahaprabhu was feeding the dog his coconut pulp. And dog was chanting Hari Hari. Mahaprabhu said, Mahaprabhu can make animal chant. At least he should make human beings chant. So dog was chanting Hari Hari. Mahaprabhu gave a pulp and Hari Hari. Dog in its way will chant. And then what will happen? After 2 days, dog died and went to Vaikuntha. The purpose of a ride, we just need to be a dog of a Vaishnava. In fact, in Kali Yuga, dog receives more care than the family members. Husband and wife will be fighting with each other, but the dog will be cared for nicely. So, dog of a Vaishnava means when we receive the mercy of a devotee, then actually we receive the mercy of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. When a devotee prays for us, devotee says, "Oh, these people are mine." There. So then we receive the mercy of Mahaprabhu with it. And that's the way we get mercy. So Mahaprabhu was calling all devotees and saying, Shuklamba Brahmachari, see, where is Krishna? And all devotees are very happy. What is this? And they never seen. And such symptoms was not possible for any human being. It was a Mahabhav of Srimati Radharani. And then devotees went. Now, Mother Sachi is very troubled. Mothers get very worried. What happened to my child? He was normal only. Every time somebody is telling he got Shiva Jwar, he got this Jwar, his life has got dearranged, apply Shiva ghee, apply this ghee, that treatment you give. Like when health problem happen, all do to give all kinds of suggestions. So all people came. And then one day Shivas came, the house of Mahaprabhu. And Mother Sachi said, Shiva, see what has happened to him, my son. And she was talking to Mahaprabhu, saying, "Where is Krishna? I'm not finding." And she was, after talking to Mahaprabhu, says to Mother Sachi, very good thing has happened to your child. I wish this happened to me also. And don't worry, And now said, Shivas, you saved my life. If you also would have said I am deceased, I would have drawn myself in the Ganges. But he said there. Now Mahaprabhu was a Sanskrit teacher. His teacher students are waiting. See, the way Mahaprabhu teach, like what you learn in 2 year ITJ coaching, some teacher teach you in 10 days. That was Mahaprabhu's teaching. So all the students were so attached to him. See, the one who is teaching, he only gives the knowledge in the heart to learn the subject. Who will not learn? So the one who is teaching is the one who gives you memory, who gives you intelligence. So how will he not learn? So people, so all the students were so attached to Mahaprabhu. But now the problem is, see, after sometimes it happens, no, after you become a devotee, you don't feel like to do anything. It happens, right? How many? So it's not new. But one thing we can't act on that, we can't imitate Mahaprabhu. We should do our duty nicely. Mahaprabhu now come for teaching. While teaching, he go into internal consciousness. Don't waste your time with all this meta studies. Just talk about Krishna. He started to student. Now he one time he started dhatu. What is dhatu? Dhatu is a prana, and prana of everybody is Krishna. Now tell me, who can defeat my arguments? Krishna is everything. And for 2 hours he talked about Krishna. Then he came to external consciousness. What did he talk about? He said, no, nothing grammar, but all about Krishna he took. Listen. One time Mahaprabhu was teaching, and one Brahmana came and start singing a verse from Shamam Hiranya Paradim Vanamal Praha Dhatu Prabhanotosa Vitamsa. Mahaprabhu again went to ecstasy. Recite again. And more he recite, more Mahaprabhu going to ecstasy. More he recite, more Mahaprabhu going to ecstasy. More is going to ecstasy. Right? Who is going to ecstasy? Mahaprabhu. Yes. And he fainted there. And then Gangadas Pandit, his teacher, he said, see, your father also was a Pandit. It's not material thing to teach. You please teach the student. He said, yes, I will try. Again, Mahaprabhu tried. Again, he tries to teach. Again, he goes to internal consciousness. And then he tell all the students, now you can find any other teacher. I give you permission. I can't teach anymore. I can't teach anymore. So don't worry, Sri Chaitanya, you can teach. It'll take time. So I can't teach anymore. I give permission. I said, if you want teach, we also want learn. We also do Harinam Sankirtan with you. And that's how the Harinam Sankirtan started. Haraya Nama Krishna Yadavaya Namaha Gopal Govindaram Madhukutama Haraya Nama Krishna Yadavaya Namaha Gopal Govindaram Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare Ram, Ram Hare. Dancing Kirtan 5 minutes. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Ram. Dancing, dancing.